Recoup, reorganize, rethink. That's what we're talking about today.
Whoa!
So there's something that has come to my attention, and I might just be putting two things together that don't belong together. That's kind of what Hollywood does anyway, but there's a couple things that have come out. First of all, we have had Rachel Zegler try to go on her own bloviating version of an apology to her. Oh, I was just joking. Oh, some people don't know sarcasm when she was doing the Snow White stuff and basically saying there was absolutely no connection to the prince in the new Snow White movie. Trying to say that, well, there was a different interpretation of the story where she's not Snow White in color of skin. It was actually because yeah, okay, yeah. Go ahead, go ahead. The problem is, and it's not because Disney is the producer of it, but it's that you touted the original thing before it went into delays, before it had to go into reshoots. Now over $500 million in production budget, over 500 million. Before all of this, what you were basically you were grifting off the original Snow White, which is a completely different story. You could tell a different story, and that's completely fine if you want to use a variation on the Snow White version. But you didn't. You were grifting off of that, and you got so much backlash because you couldn't shut your dadgum mouth. And look what you've got now. Now you have to backtrack. Now you have to recoup. Now you have to rethink. Now you have to reshoot. Yeah, how droll. There's another thing that came up that I think we should talk about as well because these two work in tandem. It's also Assassin's Creed Shadows. The dev team is now, and only now, reportedly using the delay, the 3-month delay. They delayed it for 3 months. So now it's coming out on Valentine's Day of Black History Month next month. That might just be a horrible coincidence, but it also might be one of their ploys. And it kind of seems, I thought it was a joke the first time that I heard it, but the more that comes out from them, the more that I think it might have actually been calculated in that way. Many of the historical and cultural concerns, problems said to have been caused by the problems were caused by historians being brought onto the project much later than usual. So you mean you didn't research your own fucking lore before you started putting all of these resources, money, you was putting everyone to work on the project. You didn't know what the hell you were doing. It was just something you pulled out of your ass. You sniffed it across your fingers, gave yourself a Shitler mustache, and just started. And the problems came when you started getting fact checked. Is that what you're fucking trying to tell me? We don't want to be right. We didn't want to be right. We want to tell our own story and release it globally to mass applause. Yeah, but you effed over everything. This is the first Assassin's Creed that we're seeing go visit the Asian continent. You're kind of going to have to want to please them, especially since they're huge in the gaming and entertainment industry. You're kind of going to want those numbers. You're kind of going to want to please them and make sure they are satiated. But the problem was that it took us too long to hire historians. Bravo. Absolutely bravo. Oh, the backtracking and how they can never take blame for like we were unprepared. No, we just got a bunch of money dumped in our laps, and while we pulled apart the bills, we realized that maybe we should take this seriously because everyone else does, except for us, the ones in charge of making it. Thanks, Rachel Zegler. Thanks, Assassin's Creed. Thanks, Ubisoft. Thank you, all of you guys. You once again prove that you have no place in this business. It's okay for people to disagree with each other. It's okay completely to have opposing views. But you need to do some research first. Now, maybe you don't do deep dives. Maybe you don't completely nitpick every little thing. You kind of gloss over some stuff. That's totally okay. That's what discussions are for. But the fact that you're literally saying, after months of people complaining that this would never happen, now you're saying, well, the real problem with the game is that in 3 months we can change the entire story because historians were paid and brought in too late in the process. No, you didn't do your correct outlines. You didn't do your pre-programming. You didn't do any of that crap. Oh my goodness. I'm just having a ball with this. This is hilarious to me. And it just goes to show that they're just more focused on sucking the blood out of the veins of any viable IP because they can't create their own ones. They got to look at past successes and try to just suck the last little bit of lifeblood out of it while telling their own stories. They never learn. Weird. Bye.